we're past, the quarter mark of the season now, so let's take you through the Cowboys schedule. Of course, we'll start things off with the games that have already happened because, well, duh, right? Things have been inconsistent. I think that's the best way to describe this Cowboys schedule so far this year and their play on the field. The Week 1 loss to Carolina, that was disappointing. I thought they were going to win that game. The offense was a disaster. The defense, though, was fantastic. Frankly, the defense overall has been really good this year. The Giants game, don't let the 7-point score fool you. It was a much more of a dominant performance by the Cowboys. The Giants were not really around. They had a late garbage time score. Seattle was a real disappointment. Again, the offense could not move the football. The defense has been fine. Offense has struggled. They did bounce back, though. And maybe what was a bit of a lucky win against the Detroit Lions. Brett Maher drills that game-winning field goal. Cowboys escape with the winner of the Lions 26-24. Leaves them at 2-2 on pace for a classic 8-8 year under Jason Garrett. Moving ahead now to the rest of the season. Week 5 at the Houston Texans, and this is, of course, the game that's coming up, and it's going to be, I think, a good one. It's Sunday Night Football. The Texans are actually favored by 3 points in this one. Over-under set at 45 right now. Sunday Night Football in Houston. It's the in-state rivalry-ish. And oh, by the way, if you also want to include a little dig at Houston Texans fans, just tell them that Houston just wants to be like Dallas because even the Texans logo has the Cowboys logo inside of it. We'll take it out to some more upcoming games and kind of discuss what this looks like. We'll get to my prediction in a future show. I'm not feeling too confident, though, in the Dallas Cowboys. The Jags in Week 6, that's going to be a home game. That's tough, though. And in reality, I think there are actually some similarities with this Cowboys and Jacksonville team. Both teams have very good defenses. Sometimes if you play at quarterback and a really good ground game, the Cowboys' offensive line, though, is better. Home game makes it easier, but I kind of lean towards Jacksonville in this one. I don't believe in the Redskins, even on the road. Sign me up for Washington winning that game. At home against the Titans in Week 9, coming off the bye, you would hope that the Cowboys find a way to win that one because they should, right? Yes, Tennessee's been very good this year, but they've had a lot of close wins. That's a toss-up game. I think, again, you're probably looking at around a 2-2 mark through those 4 games. Maybe you lose one you should, maybe you win one you shouldn't. Either way, you're sitting there after Week 9, 4-4. All right, moving ahead now to the latter half of the season, and this is a really tough gauntlet here. You go on the road to Philly, who I think will be clicking more so than they are right now in Week 10. On the road against Atlanta, who, yes, they're banged up on defense. They're still a good football team. Then you host the Redskins in Week 12, host the Saints in Week 13, which you kind of get to that November schedule. I don't like 3 of those games. Eagles, Falcons, Saints, those are tough. Maybe you can steal one against the Falcons if their defense continues to have issues. Again, I don't believe in the Redskins, but I think you're looking at one win as a possibility there. All of a sudden, you're sitting there with 5 wins with 4 to go. That's not good. Speaking of the Redskins, the odds to win the NFC East kind of favor Washington a little bit here. The Eagles, of course, are still the odds-on favorite via BetDSI, -132. Redskins at +300. Cowboys +350. Nobody believes in the Giants, +1,200. Again, Giants are just not a good football team right now. Now, if you want to bet on these odds, we can get you hooked up there. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Cowboys120. Get a 120% deposit bonus. What that means is put down $100. They'll give you $120 for free for a grand total of $220 to bet with on BetDSI if you go to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code Cowboys120. All right, back to the rest of the schedule now. The final 4 weeks here. Again, remember, I got you around 5. Maybe you can get to 6 wins. I think that's a bit of a long shot, though, so I got them at 5 wins at this point. Versus Eagles Week 14. Oh, boy, that's not easy. But the rest of the schedule, yes, there are 2 road games. Colts, Bucks, and Giants, I don't think that those are good football teams. So maybe at that point, all of a sudden, you win your last 3 games to end the season, and then Jason Garrett finishes at 8-8. Wouldn't that just be classic Garrett? By the way, if the Cowboys miss the playoffs, even if they win their last 3 or 4 games, I don't see how you can bring back Garrett. So with that in mind, folks, what will be the Cowboys' record this season? Let me know in the comments section. I lean towards 8-8. I thought they could win 10, but honestly, I thought they were going to be 3-1 to start the year, not 2-2. Maybe even 4-0. The schedule wasn't that daunting. So I lean more towards 8-8. Maybe you can get to 9-7, pull an upset somewhere, but I just don't believe in this Cowboys team enough to be a playoff team. But let me know in the comments section, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for our next Cowboys Report.